Sit down. I'm going to tell you something nobody else will. I'm 73 years old. I've buried 3 husbands and 2 children. I've sat beside more deathbeds than I can count, and I've watched the living waste their best years on nothing. What you're about to hear might sting. It might make you angry, but I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to wake you up. You've got maybe 10 good years left, maybe 15 if the ancestors smile on you, and most of you are spending them like water running through your fingers, watching television, avoiding hard conversations, eating dinner at 4 in the afternoon, and waiting for the phone to ring. That's not living. That's just taking up space. And I'm here to give you the 5 signs that you're wasting your best years after 70, not so you can feel bad about it, so you can stop. Let me tell you something about this stage of life. Nobody prepared you for this. Your parents didn't talk about it. Your friends don't know how to name it. The world looks at you like you've already finished, like you're a book that's been read and put back on the shelf. You were somebody once. You had a title, a purpose. People needed you. Now you're retired. The kids don't call as much. Your body hurts in places you didn't know existed. You look in the mirror and see your mother's face staring back, or your father's, and you wonder when you became them. And the loneliness. God, the loneliness. You sit in a house that's too quiet. The television plays to nobody. You eat meals that don't taste like anything. You go to bed early because there's nothing else to do. You wake up early because your body won't let you sleep anymore. And then you sit there staring at the ceiling thinking, is this it? Is this all that's left? I see you. I know that feeling. It sat on my chest for 3 years after Earl died. I'd wake up and forget he was gone, just for a second, and then remember, and the remembering would crush me all over again. I thought that was just how it was supposed to be. I thought I was old. I thought I was done. I was wrong. The old people, the ones who came before us, the ones who lived close to the earth, they knew something that we've forgotten. They knew that the years after 70 are not for slowing down. They're for burning bright. They're for giving away everything you've learned. They're for becoming a fire that lights the way for others. But you can't do that if you're sitting in a recliner waiting to die. The modern world lies to you. It tells you that you've earned rest, that you deserve peace, that your work is done. That's a kind of poison, a sweet poison that tastes like comfort, but eats your spirit from the inside. I've seen it happen to Ruth. Ruth was my neighbor for 20 years. Bright woman, ran a school, raised 4 children. After she retired, she sat down, just sat down. She told me she was taking it easy. 3 years later, I had to carry her groceries. 2 years after that, I found her on the kitchen floor. She'd been there for 6 hours, couldn't get up. She didn't die that day. She died a slow death over the next 4 years in a nursing home, in a bed that wasn't hers, with a TV that played the same shows every day. Ruth wasted her best years, and she wasn't the only one. Now, let me give you the 5 signs. Look at your own life. Be honest. Don't make excuses. Just look. 1, you're living in the past. This is the most common sign, and it's the easiest to spot. You talk about the old days more than you talk about today. You tell the same stories, the promotion you got at 45, the trip you took to the coast, the way things used to be before everything changed. Your memories are warm and familiar, like a blanket you've had for years. but that blanket has become a cage. Living in the past means you're not making new memories. You're not creating new stories. You're just replaying the old ones like a record that's worn thin. Edith was like that. Edith was my cousin. She could tell you every detail about her wedding day, the dress, the flowers, the way the sun came through the church windows. She told that story 1,000 times, but she never told you about her day today. She never told you about the book she was reading or the garden she was planting or the new person she'd met, because there was nothing new. She was already done. She stopped growing. She stopped changing. She became a monument to herself, a statue made of old stories. The hard truth is this: the past is gone. It's not coming back. The people you loved are dead or changed. The world you knew is gone. And if you keep living there, you'll die there too. You don't need to forget your past. You need to use it as fuel. Let it warm you, not bury you. 2, you're avoiding hard conversations. This one cuts deep. I know. There are people in your life that you need to talk to, things you need to say, apologies you need to make, boundaries you need to set, truths you need to speak, and you're not doing it. You're swallowing it all down. You're telling yourself it's not worth the trouble. You're telling yourself you're too old to fight. You're telling yourself they won't listen anyway. That's a lie. My friend Beatrice, God rest her soul, she had a daughter who hadn't spoken to her in 6 years. 6 years. And Beatrice carried that silence like a stone in her chest. She'd pick up the phone every Sunday, and she'd put it down again. She wrote letters and never sent them. She told me she was giving her daughter space. That wasn't space. That was fear. Beatrice died with that stone still in her chest. She never said what she needed to say. And you know what? Her daughter showed up to the funeral and sobbed like she'd been the wronged one. And I had to sit there and watch that woman cry for a mother she'd abandoned. But I also had to wonder, what if Beatrice had made the call? What if she'd said, I love you and I'm angry and I'm hurt and I need you to hear me? What if she'd just spoken the truth? It wouldn't have fixed everything. Some things can't be fixed, but she would have died lighter. She would have died with less weight. You have hard conversations left, maybe with your children, maybe with your siblings, maybe with yourself. If you're avoiding them, you're wasting your years. Do it today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today. 3, you're surrounding yourself with people who drain you. This one's about the company you keep. Look at the people in your life. Really look. Not at who they used to be, at who they are now. Are they lifting you up or weighing you down? When you spend time with them, do you feel alive or exhausted? Do they see you, the real you, or do they see a role you're supposed to fill? I had to cut loose my own sister. I don't say that lightly. She was my blood. She was the only family I had left for a long time. But every time we talked, she told me how terrible everything was, how her health was failing, how her children didn't love her, how the world was against her. She never asked about me. She never wanted to hear about my life. She just wanted a witness to her misery. And I became that witness. I became her audience. I sat there and nodded while she drained me dry. One day I realized, I'm 72 years old. I don't have time for this. I don't have the energy for this. I'm not her mother. I'm not her therapist. I'm her sister, and if she can't see me, then I can't keep doing this. So I told her, I love you, but I can't listen to this anymore. When you want to talk about something else, call me. Until then, I'm going to take care of myself. She didn't call for 2 years. That hurt. But you know what hurt less? The silence, the peace, the room I made in my life for people who actually saw me. You have people like that in your life, the ones who take and take and take, the ones who make you feel guilty for having your own needs, the ones who would rather you stay small and broken than rise up and be whole. Cut them loose, not with anger, with clarity, with love, if you can, but cut them loose. Your years are too precious to give away to people who don't value them. 4. You're treating your body like it's already dead. This is a hard one. I know your body hurts. I know you're tired. I know it's harder to get up and harder to move and harder to do the things you used to do. I feel it too. Every morning. My knees remind me I'm old. My back tells me I've done too much. My hands shake when I try to hold a cup of coffee. But here's what I know. You can let that stop you, or you can work with it. Most people stop moving. They stop walking. They stop stretching. They stop eating food that nourishes them. They stop drinking water like it matters. They treat their bodies like old cars that are about to break down anyway, so why bother maintaining them? And then their bodies break down. And they say, "See, I told you." But it didn't have to be that way. I know a man named Joseph. He's 87. He walks 2 miles every morning before the sun comes up. Not fast, not far. 2 miles. He does it with a cane. He does it with a limp. He does it because he says, if I stop, I die. He's not wrong. Your body is not your enemy. It's your vessel. It's the only one you get. And if you treat it like it's already worthless, it will become worthless. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't need to lift weights like a young man. You need to move every day, a little more than yesterday. You need to eat food that comes from the earth, not from a box. You need to drink water like it's medicine, because it is. And you need to stop telling yourself that you're too old to change. You're not too old. You're just too scared. 5. You're waiting for something that's never coming. This is the big one. This is the one that hurts the most. You're waiting for a sign, a phone call, a visit, an apology, a change in circumstances. You're waiting for your health to improve before you travel, waiting for your children to understand before you speak, waiting for the right moment, waiting for courage, waiting for permission, waiting. I watched my husband Harold wait. He wanted to go back to the canyon, the place where we'd spent our honeymoon. He talked about it every year. He said, "Next year, we'll go. Let's wait until the weather is better. Let's wait until I feel stronger." He felt weaker every year. The weather was never perfect, and he never went back. He died in his bed, in a room that smelled like medicine, never having stood on that canyon rim again. And I was angry, not at him, at myself, because I waited too. I waited for him to decide. I waited for the perfect time. I waited for the stars to align. They never do. The truth is, there is no perfect time. There's only now. There's only today. There's only this moment, and it's slipping away from you while you wait. The hard question, the one nobody asks, is this: what are you waiting for? And more importantly, why? Are you waiting because you're scared? Are you waiting because you're hoping someone else will make it easier? Are you waiting because you don't believe you deserve to have what you want? I can't answer that for you, but you have to answer it for yourself. Now I'm going to turn it back on you. I've given you the signs. I've told you the stories. I've shown you what wasting looks like. But the harder question isn't about the signs. The harder question is about you. Do you see yourself in any of these? One, two, all of them? If the answer is yes, you have a choice. You can keep going the way you're going. You can keep living in the past. Keep avoiding the hard conversations. Keep letting people drain you. Keep treating your body like it's already dead. Keep waiting for something that's never coming. Or you can stop. You can look at your life and say, no more. No more wasting days. No more giving away your time to people who don't love you. No more putting off what matters. You don't have to do everything at once. That's not how it works. You just have to do one thing, one small thing, today. Call someone you love and tell them the truth, even if it's hard. Walk to the end of your driveway and back. Throw away something that doesn't serve you. Say yes to something that scares you. Just one thing. And then tomorrow, do another. That's how you stop wasting. That's how you start living. That's how you become a fire instead of ash. Here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, no, not tomorrow, today, right after you finish watching this. Pick one person you've been avoiding. Write down what you need to say. Just a sentence. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I need you to hear me. I'm sorry. Whatever it is, put it on paper. You don't have to send it. Not yet. Just write it. And then look at it. Really look at it. And ask yourself, is this worth carrying to my grave? If the answer is no, then you know what to do. Down in the comments, tell me, which sign hit you the hardest? Just a number, 1 through 5. Just one number. I read everyone. The fires burning low, the lights going down behind the rocks. You've got fewer evenings ahead than behind. Don't waste a single one.